On Target Radio, Chicagoland's only radio show dedicated to the red meat issues that affect your life, from gun control to freedom of speech. Now, debating, debunking, and discussing today's hot issues. Here are your hosts, David Lombardo and Gretchen Fritz.
Welcome to On Target Radio. Tonight, David's rant of the week is, Trump's legacy may well be the Supreme Court, with David and Gretchen looking at Justice Anthony Kennedy's resignation and what it means for the future of the country. Do you know who is the largest inhibitor of gun rights? If you said the federal government, you'd be wrong. Then, you'll hear the latest dope on why the Capitol Gazette shooting has already fallen off of the radar. And finally, from the You Can't Make This Stuff Up files, just when you think Michelle Obama has gone over the top, she finds a newer place to say something stupid. All that and more on tonight's On Target Radio. So be sure to give us a call at 312-642-5600 or watch us live on YouTube on Target Radio or go to Facebook, like our page on Target Radio, and ask a question there.
And now, from the seething cauldron of personal opinion, it's time for David's Rant of the Week.
Toward the east, and the wind is just right, you can hear the squealing from 100 East Capitol Street Northeast in Washington. The Democrats are outraged and on the offensive, which is somewhat ironic since they've been offensive for years. There's a near constant paroxysm of vitriolic diatribe oozing out of every form of media the Birkenstock Brigade can commandeer. Joyce Behar blathered on about Republicans controlling the Senate, House, and presidency, and now they're going to take control of the Supreme Court. Whatever happened to the concept of checks and balances, she asked. I don't know, Joyce, go ask Hillary Clinton about checks and balances. She's somewhat of an expert on that subject. Whoopi Goldberg, who has as much credibility when it comes to the Supreme Court as David Pigboy Hogg does about the Second Amendment, suggested it would be the death of Roe v. Wade. Just a touch of irony in choosing to say it would be the death of Roe v. Wade. She mustered up every ounce of her righteous indignation and declared, "You stay out of my vagina." Seriously, Whoopi, trust me on this one. You are not going to have any problem keeping men out of your vagina. When Bill Maher asked Michael Moore his opinion about the impending SCOTUS vacancy, Moore said he'd get 1 million people to surround the Capitol building. Well, that's cool, Mikey. Of course, Supreme Court isn't located in the Capitol building, nor is the White House where such decisions will be made. In case you've been too busy watching the latest season of NCIS and don't know it, Justice Anthony Kennedy announced he would officially retire July 31st. Kennedy, a self-proclaimed conservative, was nominated by President Reagan. Kennedy soon proved to be more of a libertarian than conservative. He was the High Court's swing vote, sandwiched in between Chief Justice Roberts and Justices Thomas, Alito, and Gorsuch on the right, and Justices Ginsburg, Breyer, and Sotomayor, and Kagan on the left. His voice was loud and clear on such closely divided issues as affirmative action, same-sex marriage, and abortion rights. To be fair, Kennedy did take a conservative position on gun rights, limiting regulation of campaign money and gutting a key provision of the landmark Federal Voting Rights Act. And then there are the confirmation hearings. Whomever the president nominates is sure to be grilled in the Senate confirmation hearings. There will be all manner of accusations and taunting and challenging and postulating. But when all is said and done, the Republicans still control the Senate, if only by a thread. The confirmation should take place, barring some unforeseeable new piece of news, and a new conservative justice will take a seat next to Neil Gorsuch, who was confirmed in April of 2017. What's interesting is liberal justices Ruth Bader Ginsburg and Stephen Breyer, ages 85 and 79 respectively, could very well vacate their seats during a Trump presidency, particularly if he gets a second term. But as for the yet-to-be-named Trump nominee's chances to get the seat, I am reminded of something Louisiana Governor Edwin Edwards once said about being reelected. Edwards, a married man with kids, was an unabashed womanizer, gambler, and heavy drinker. When asked by a female reporter if he really thought he could get reelected, he responded, and I quote, "The only way I can lose this election is if I'm caught in bed with either a dead girl or a live boy," unquote. He won, and so too will Trump's next nominee. And that, Gretchen, is my rant for the week.
Yes, I was very surprised when there's been a lot of rulings coming out of the Supreme Court lately. This is the time of year when they do that. And so it was, new Supreme Court ruling, I kept seeing all this news, coming up of Supreme Court, and then and that was not what I was expecting to see from the Supreme Court.
No, it was interesting. I don't know. I think there's a really good chance that Ruth will bite the dust somewhere. I mean, have you ever looked at it? First of all, she sleeps. Have you see, there's actually pictures of them.
Really? Of her sleeping?
Oh yeah, there's a group picture of all of the justices, and she's in the center, and her head is down, like she's out cold. At some point. Well, there is no process for removal, is there?
No,
they're just there.
They're justices for life until they decide to, unless they decide to leave.
The question is how do you define life? Because I'm not sure there's a whole lot of it left in her.
Well, yeah, I think they have to get out the defibrillator every day before court.
They jumpstart her.
I think they do. Or either that, or it's like Weekend at Bernie's. They just carry her in and prop her up.
But
I was just gonna say, don't jinx it. Don't be going out on the radio saying she's gonna die. Now she'll never die.
Probably true.
It's all your fault.
I don't want her to die. I just want her to go away. It still amazes me that she
I don't want her to die. I just want her to die.
It still amazes me that she was like best buddies with Scalia.
It's a little unusual. They hunted together.
Yeah,
they were hunting buddies.
They did. Yeah. Give us a call, 312-642-5600. Our guest this evening is us. We're it. We got the show for the evening. So this is we've had some of our listeners have Facebooked and emailed and said, well, I liked it when it was in your dining room and it was just the two of you. Well, okay, now this is sort of our dining room. We made peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. That counts for something, doesn't it?
You just got to share our business, don't you?
Got to share our business. Our business. We're doing business.
We just like to share our business on air.
Trump did something interesting, and I don't know that it's ever been done before. He's released the names of the people he's actually considering. I'm not exactly sure. I don't object to that. I'm just not 100% certain I know what the point is.
Yeah, I'm not really sure either.
He says one thing that troubled me a little bit. He said it was a group of highly talented, very brilliant, mostly conservative judges. I highlighted that in yellow.
I hope Eric got that face on the on the video because that was really good.
Yeah, but then later on he goes down and says that they're all very conservative. So I don't, he doesn't use a teleprompter, and sometimes I think there's gaffes in there, stuff that he didn't really mean it the way it came out.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Which is, that's George W. hardly ever talked without a teleprompter because
even then he couldn't.
he was afraid of what would happen if he went off script. Yeah. So yeah.
It's interesting that the Democrats just what if it was reversed. They would be talking about how, elections have consequences. You just have to live with it. But now they're talking about we need to kill every human being in sight.
The liberal head explosions when he announced that he was retiring that day. Like, oh my gosh, it was priceless. It was the news stories that I was seeing on my in my email and on Facebook, and so it was just priceless. You can't buy that kind of good news. I mean,
did you see the thing that was on Facebook that Trump was saying to Obama? He goes, "Well, we could put you on the Supreme Court." It's just as a matter of being.
We're just going to need some college records and a birth certificate. I saw that. Yeah.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty funny.
That was a clever one.
Yeah, and my personal one was I thought that they should put somebody like Pelosi on, and then as a sort of a gift of going on, they should send her to the ranch that they Scalia went to. Oh, we have a little vacation plan for you before you go. We're making fun of bad things. We shouldn't laugh about that.
You're right. We shouldn't.
We will, but we really shouldn't.
That's kind of what we do. I mean, that's kind of our shtick.
It is kind of what we do, isn't it? Yeah. We need to get some phone calls. We need to get. Look, we don't have a guest tonight. If there's, if you're out there listening,
we're having such a good time. I want to skip right to the Michelle Obama story.
Oh, we got a good one coming up. We're saving it for last.
It's a humdinger.
Yeah, we're saving it for last.
We have to get it. We have to fit it in.
Well, yeah, but we got to put it at the end.
Sometimes what we save for last doesn't make it on at all. So
we'll make a point.
We have to make sure it has.
But it'll force people to stay on. The three people who listen.
It is. Yeah. It is very brief, so we will fit it in.
Yeah, it'll be fine. You don't have a lot of stuff to cover, do you? In that?
Not a ton.
Yeah, so we'll do it.
Not a ton.
Props 47 in California.
Proposition 47.
You know, they're literally Well, we're going to come back and talk about Prop 47 in California and how successful Californians are with gun control stuff. But anyway, all that and more on Target Radio when we return. And you are listening to AM 560, The Answer.
How can you get from here to there? We've got the answer from the Balance of Nature Traffic Center.
I'm Eddie Manzano in the Balance of Nature Traffic Center. Most of the city is pretty much pleasant and problem-free except for inbound Dan Ryan stop and go from 18 to the Circle, 95th to downtown at 20 on the outbound at 15 minutes. Everything else flowing freely. Here's some local travel times for you on the Edens. Inbound, outbound, Lake Cook to the Junction at 19. Kennedy in either direction, O'Hare to downtown at 20. Outbound express lanes currently at 8 minutes. Inbound Ike, Thorndale to the post office at 29. Also 29 on the way back out. Stevenson inbound, outbound, 55 to Lakeshore Drive at 34 minutes. Lakeshore northbound, southbound, Hollywood Monroe at 15 minutes. No problems on the suburban tollways as well as the Indiana toll roads. It's currently mostly cloudy, 78 degrees, heat index of 80. Tonight, a low of 70. Tomorrow, Monday, high 78 with a low of 66. Next update in 15 minutes on AM 560, The Answer.
My overrating's bad.
Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan Proft and Amy Jacobson.
I didn't know, too, that we could tip Uber drivers.
Didn't know.
This is new to me.
Every time you complete a ride, it
Right.
pops up with a rating, and then if you want to add a tip. 2.5 Uber rating for Amy Jacobson, 4.88.
What?
Thank you for Dan Proft.
You just not even say anything to them when you get in the car?
Correct. That's the secret to getting a high Uber rating.
Chicago's Morning Answer. Weekday mornings starting at 5 on AM 560. The Answer.
Do you like your gun range bag? There's a really cool local company here in Chicagoland that makes the finest range bags anywhere. And these quality range bags are so inexpensive that I bet you won't hesitate to buy one. The Hackett range bags from Hackett Equipment have it all. There are compartmentalized pouches that hold 2 or 4 pistols, ammo, mags, and even targets. Basically everything you need for a day at the range in a stealth design that doesn't resemble a range bag. Nobody will know you're carrying firearms. Additionally, they're super heavy duty and will last a lifetime because Hackett bags are 30% heavier than typical range bags. And the price is unreal. The large pack is under $100 and the small one under $80. But if you visit gunrangebags.com and use the promo code AM560, you'll save an additional 10%. Hackett Equipment bags really are range bags that can hack it. That's gunrangebags.com, promo code AM560. Gunrangebags.com. Do it now.
Why are you checking your phone? There's no game on.
Aw, man, I'm so sorry. Let me just finish this up. There, I placed a trade for tomorrow morning. Boom.
Wow, I didn't know you did that.
Yeah, I've been taking classes at Online Trading Academy.
Really?
Yeah, I've just been feeling really stuck trying to get ahead. Online Trading Academy has taught me some really great skills, and I'm loving it. It's almost like having a second paycheck without having a second job.
It's Online Trading Academy?
Uh-huh. They're the world leader in teaching people how to become traders and investors.
I'm an ordinary guy. Do you think I can do this?
What do you think, I'm extraordinary or something? I mean, of course. I was just glad I signed up for their free class. It's great. They go over everything, and they'll show you all the different ways to make money in the market.
Now I don't have to ask my boss for a raise. I'll just give myself one.
Come to Online Trading Academy's next free half-day class. Call 888-984-TRADE now. They'll send you a free online video course so you can get started right away. 888-984-8723 or OTAChicago.com. 888-984-TRADE.
Now return to On Target on AM 560. The Answer. If you have a question or opinion, the studio line is 312-642-5600. Now, here's your host, firearm expert and educator, David Lombardo.
And we're back. Give us a call, 312-642-5600. We're lonely, 312-642-5600. Either that or you're just going to listen to our voices drone on all night, you know?
They said they love it, so, no.
You weren't even turned on. But then that's de rigueur. But the point is this. So you are now. I can see you're lit.
No, I'm not.
Yeah, you are. You're lit.
On my thing, I'm not. Oh, yeah, I am. I'm over there. I forgot.
You see?
My lights are over there.
See, to you, this makes no sense whatsoever, and that's okay. But to us, it has really
it's our whole world.
Yeah,
it's our whole world.
Speaking of our whole world, the sort of radical west edge of our whole world, California. That's a good segue.
Very good. That was award-winning.
Yeah. Prop 47, you came up with this one. But
I did.
This is a classic example of do-gooders going, oh, we have to be, we should be nicer to criminals. Maybe they'll be better. And so,
like, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Exactly. And it actually was broke to begin with. They just brokered it more.
No, actually, it says for decades, crime in California had been dropping pretty much every year. But so they passed Proposition 47. It was a bill that lowered the penalties for crimes, property crimes, and car theft and things like that. And
what could go wrong with that?
What could possibly go wrong? So now criminals are taking advantage of the law, and crime is skyrocketing in the state of California. There's a huge surge in automobile break-ins and shoplifting.
It got him a Golden Fleece Award.
Yes.
Which I think we're up for one, too, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know.
I'm not sure what it would be for, but...
I don't know. Well, how many times have we walked out of a studio and go, pull that one out of our beep? You know what I'm saying? It's.
I thought you were going to go there.
No. George is standing there with his finger ready, ready on the button. Yeah. But it's just classic. At some point, and it's not just California. You look at Chicago, New Orleans, Baltimore. Baltimore is now, they say, the most dangerous city in the country.
Most dangerous.
See,
more than Chicago.
Chicago can't get anything right. For a while, at least we were it, and now we've even lost that. But you look at them.
Apparently, you can walk down the street in Chicago.
Depends which street. What? Certainly not the one in front of the police station where they're probably just shooting each other out. But what one thing do they all have in common? California, Chicago, Baltimore, Newark, Detroit, New Orleans. What do they all have in common?
Democrats.
And the worst crime. Now somewhere along the way, you would think somebody, there must be a think tank somewhere in the Democratic Party. There has to be at least one person that has thought processes. Someone would say,
they do have some think tanks. Yeah.
You think they go, maybe we should try something else.
The problem is that it's the Republican think tanks that actually come up with solutions to this crap.
Well, and that's true. I love Pelosi, who to this day says when to go, you lost the presidency, the Senate, the House.
How are the Democrats going to do better in the next election?
Yeah.
Are you going to change your platform?
No. I think it's fine. Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with our platform. She literally said that.
Now, this is what she said. And that's the night she said that. I said, I think I'm going to donate to her campaign. I want her to run.
Yeah.
They have made a shift, though. There has been a change in policy.
There's a new thing. Actually, the first I heard of it, I think, was Thursday.
It's cutting edge. They're all the way out on the edge. They're really risking something that they've never done before. Well, sort of.
I don't know about that.
Yeah. Their new slogan
It's a harebrained idea.
Yeah. Their new slogan is abolish ICE. Now, initially, I thought they were talking about like in alcohol,
Mm-hmm. They want us to be more like England. Well, they do. And
exactly.
They say that all the time.
Yeah, exactly. However, that's not it. They're going to hang their hat on letting just anybody walk over the border and not turning them back.
Well, and that was what I originally thought. Some of the Republicans have said, let's get rid of the Department of Education, things like that. And that's what I thought they were talking about, is just we don't need borders anymore. But actually, Kirsten Gillibrand, senator, she said you should get rid of it, start over, reimagine it, and build something that actually works. So they're talking about replace. But it's still pretty extreme.
Well, the point is, ICE is the group that's responsible for saying, amigo, come here, get on this beautiful airplane. Bye. I mean, they object to the fact that these people get sent home.
Yes.
They object to that.
They seem to.
That
seems to be it.
The other thing that's interesting, and I read this in an article just a few days ago, and I didn't vet it beyond that, but I read it in an article a few days ago about how separating kids stuff, this isn't like a permanent separation thing. No. According to the article, I forget what it was in. It was something reputable like the Boston...
the Boston Times.
Boston Times, yeah. Did you know there actually was a two-headed baby that came out of that spaceship that took all those people up and did... Anyway, so but the point is, what they do is when they process these people, because they're illegal, they're illegal. When they process them, they separate the kid and they give them a medical and they do checks. It's not like they're separated for life, which is exactly what the liberals are trying to tell you. I was shocked that the liberals might be lying.
What?
Yeah, I can't.
They never lie.
It's hard to believe. I don't know. You're listening on Target Radio. This is AM 560 The Answer. Give us a call, 312-642-5600. This is your big opportunity to talk to us, but George will answer the phone probably. That'll be fun. Mm-hmm. If you can get past him, you can get past anybody.
That's right.
Yeah, exactly.
Actually, that's not true. George he's a tough call screener.
That's why I say if you can get past him, you can get past anybody because he's tough. Okay. I see what you're saying. It's English. You'll catch up. Don't worry.
I see what you're saying.
What's the name of your business again? Editor or something? Yeah. I don't know.
Keep that on the DL.
It is. It is.
But yeah, so some of these articles are saying like, abolishing ICE, that type of rhetoric would be unhelpful to like 10 Democratic senators, for example, who are seeking re-election in states where Trump did very well in 2016.
Well, the demographics are very interesting. If you start looking at it, there's a lot of red states, but there are Democrats who have been elected in some red states, and this is getting to be really complex. And I think part of the reason is, and I've read a bunch of articles on this, Democrats are bailing out. They're jumping ship. They don't like, it's not that they don't, from what I've read, it's not that they don't agree with some of the basic stuff that they've always said. They're pro-abortion, they're all that stuff. But the vitriol is what is driving them away. And there's talk of starting a separate party. And we've had that in the Republican Party, too. Mm-hmm. Everything. Maxine Waters, my God, have you heard her lately?
Oh, she's completely unhinged.
Oh, she's gone off the rails. I mean, she openly
and somebody's talking about bringing her up on charges for inciting riots.
Exactly. She openly calls for people to. She didn't say physically harm members of the cabinet. But
there was a bit of an implication. Yeah. It was. She said push back, and she didn't say
exactly.
She didn't say
meant.
Verbally push back. She just left it at that. So,
but she clearly advocates what they did to Sarah Huckabee Sanders. Mm-hmm. That if you see, she said this, if you see somebody in a coffee shop, in a restaurant, you see somebody in a store, tell them to leave. That you don't belong here. You don't belong anywhere. Yeah. Have you ever heard Republicans say that?
No.
Really, literally, I mean, I can't think of. I don't really care who's in a store and a coffee shop. It doesn't bother me. They're like off.
I saw Mayor Odekirk walking down the street the other day.
Well, he does walk. Bob does walk.
I didn't know that. I was surprised. I was surprised to see him on the street.
Really?
Yeah.
He's just a nice guy.
Yeah, he's a regular guy.
Yeah, he's a nice guy. For those of you who don't know, Bob Odekirk is mayor of
Joliet.
Joliet, yeah. Oh, he's a very nice guy. I often wondered how he got elected, to be honest with you, because Joliet is pretty Democratic. But he is an easy-going guy. I mean,
he really is. Yeah, he's a good guy.
I think he's a pretty good mayor.
I think he's doing a good job.
Yeah. So anyway, the whole ICE thing, that is crazy. And what I enjoy watching is that video where they've strung together both Bill Clinton and Barack Obama, specifically saying we have to guard our borders. It's that time again. It's time to go away. But we will be back with more on Target Radio when we return. And you're listening to AM 560, The Answer.
Not a day goes by without a terrorist attack somewhere in the world, or violence right here in our own streets. It can be paralyzing, which is why we're here at AM 560. We try to make sense of it all, but sometimes you're looking for deeper understanding of life's most troubling issues. We'd like to encourage you to check out our sister station, AM 1160, Hope for Your Life. We'll still be here when you come back, but give them a listen at AM 1160 or online at 1160hope.com, because even when you have the answers, you still need hope.
Fox News Radio, I'm Paul Stevens. President Trump still mulling over his next Supreme Court nomination, with abortion likely to be in the spotlight again.
Several GOP senators say Roe v. Wade will be a deciding factor in their vote for any nominee. The White House tells us President Trump has narrowed his list of candidates down to 5, including 2 women, and will be interviewing several of the potential nominees later this week.
Fox's Garrett Tenney. Anti-government protests growing in Iran.
The protests are now some of the largest that we've seen since the beginning of the year. They began in Tehran last month before spreading across the country. And the unrest is only compounded by the wider unease felt across the country as it heads towards an economic crisis, fueled by President Trump's May 8th decision to pull out of the Iran nuclear deal and restore sanctions.
Fox's Benjamin Hall in Paris. NBA News, LeBron James signs with the LA Lakers, 4 years, $154 million. Fox News. We report, you decide.
Stuck in traffic? We've got the answer. The Balance of Nature Traffic Center.
Amity Manzano in the Balance of Nature Traffic Center. The city pretty much quiet and pleasant. Our only delay at the moment inbound Dan Ryan. Sluggish from 18 to the Circle, 95th to downtown at 17. On the outbound at 15 minutes. Here are some local travel times for you on the Edens. Inbound and outbound, like Cook to the Junction at 19 minutes. Inbound Kennedy, as well as the outbound Kennedy, O'Hare to downtown at 20. Outbound express lanes currently at 8 minutes. Ike, inbound and outbound, Thorndale to the post office at 29 minutes. Stevenson, inbound and outbound, 55 to Lakeshore Drive at 34. From the Tri-State at 24. Once again, inbound Dan Ryan. Sluggish from 18th to the Circle, 95th to downtown at 17. On the outbound at 15. No delays on Lakeshore northbound, southbound, as well as suburban tollways. It is currently mostly cloudy, 78 degrees, heat index of 80. Tonight a low 70, tomorrow Monday a high of 78. Next update in 15 minutes on AM 560 The Answer.
Hard drives fail. Viruses destroy data. Having a copy of your work, photographs, financial records, and other important files is one step in a thorough backup plan. Geekometrics offers a secure online solution by placing a copy of your data off-site where it's safe from theft, fire, and unauthorized access. Losing photos and financial information is devastating. Geekometrics' secure online backup solution is a reliable way to back up important files. The most common reasons for not backing up are uncertainty about what needs to be backed up and how to do it reliably. Geekometrics provides a full-service managed solution with no storage limit. Geekometrics does all of the setup, configuring, testing, and monitoring. Your data is even safe when you travel with your Mac or PC laptop. Call 630-759-9283 to talk to a specialist who can help you keep your data safe. 630-759-9283. Geekometrics, helping you keep your data safe.
Safer USA, Chicago's most trusted name in firearm training, is offering beginners classes, tactical pistol and rifle, long-range rifle to 600 yards, and the most comprehensive Illinois concealed carry program available. AM 560 On Target Radio co-hosts David Lombardo and Gretchen Fritz will prepare you to carry a firearm for personal protection, including firearm, holster, and ammunition selection. A comprehensive law review designed to keep you out of trouble and even how to deal with home invasions. Firearm, ammunition, holster, class notebook are provided. Safer USA and the Aurora Sportsman's Club invite you to participate in this one-of-a-kind Illinois concealed carry program that also qualifies you for Florida, Utah, and Arizona non-resident permits. Find out what over 6,000 students already know at saferusa.com.
Or call 815-741-3474. That's 815-741-3474. Safer USA. Choosing to own a firearm is your business. Teaching you to own it responsibly is ours.
Tasty Catering is bringing outdoor happiness to you and your coworkers this picnic season. down-home barbecue, street tacos, sausages and sandwiches, steaks, chops, fish, Greek feasts, pig roasts. The list goes on.
Tasty Catering picnic foods are more deliciously sophisticated than ever. With so many great options, everyone will be happy.
Organic, gluten-free, vegetarian, vegan, and dairy-free options never tasted so picnicky.
And your picnic doesn't stop with amazing freshly grilled food. Entertainment, rentals, decor, venue selection. Get everything you need with one single call to Tasty Catering.
Inflatables and crafts for the kids, games and athletics for the teenagers, beverage packages and entertainment options for the adults. There's so much to choose from.
The best company picnics start at tastycatering.com. View picnic menus, entertainment options, picnic spots, and more. Visit tastycatering.com. tastycatering.com.
Now return to On Target on AM 560. The Answer. If you have a question or opinion, the studio line is 312-642-5600. Now, here's your host, firearm expert and educator, David Lombardo.
Oh, yeah, we're back. Just I want to say a quick thing about Chico Metrics. They advertise on the show. They're doing our website, and the expert witness website that Mike did for me is phenomenal. It's actually getting me business, and now they're working on our On Target Radio one.
There you go.
So it's good news. You have a quick observation, and then we're going to get to George, the other George. George is on the phone, but first we're going to go ahead.
So back on the abolishing ICE idea, the big problem with it, besides the senators who are up for re-election, is there was a Harvard CAPS Harris survey taken June 24th and 25th, found 70% of registered voters in favor of stricter enforcement of immigration laws, not complete disregard, and only 31% want ICE dismantled. So they're really not in step with the American public at all.
We have heard the stories from ranchers on the border. I mean, we're talking murders.
There's documentaries about it.
All kinds of stuff. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it's leave it to the Dems
It's
to come up with
dangerous.
that.
Yeah.
Oh, let's abolish ICE. Yeah, let's kill some more ranchers. We got on the line George, and George wants to talk about Maxine Waters. Well, that's going to be interesting. George, are you there this evening? George?
Hello, I'm here. Hello.
There he is. So you're
I said Maxine Waters looks like a horse with a wig on. And for an elected official to come out and ask for cabinet members to be harassed.
Oh, I know.
Because, we have gone beyond the midpoint. Okay? I've got a red Magna hat or whatever they, make America great hat.
Yeah.
I wear it wherever I want. I'm 67 years old. I've had a black belt for 37 years. If somebody gives me a hard time, they're going to get their feelings hurt. I assure you. And that's where I'm at, because, violence isn't the way to handle anything, except that they've brought this to that point, and violence will rectify this. I appreciate your comments. Thank you.
Well, I'll tell you something, George. I studied Hapkido. Years ago, when I was still working as a cop, I went into a martial arts place and I said, look, I got two choices here. I get the snot beat out of me or I shoot somebody. There's got to be something in between those 2 points. And I studied Hapkido. And I did that for quite a while. But what I discovered is something interesting. It's better to just shoot somebody that's causing a problem. It's much quicker and you don't get as dirty. Yeah, you don't get as dirty.
There's a lot more paperwork, though, I think.
Yeah, Maxine Waters, I don't know if there's something physically wrong, mentally wrong with that woman. It's just, it's unbelievable and they let her go. Here's the problem, and George, you're right about this. The problem is we let them get away with it. That's really what the problem is. There's no consequence that they face. This hog kid, and they can say whatever they want. They get the media. They're the darlings of the media. Nobody says, you don't know what you're talking about. We don't hold their feet to the fire. Maxine Waters, if a Republican said that about Barack Obama, all hell would have broken loose.
Well, it did quite frequently.
Well, we occasionally mention things.
Throughout the 8 years.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, you've got black SUV, not anymore, but you did have black SUV sitting outside your house.
Yeah, that was troublesome. It was problematic is what I referred to that one as.
Yes.
Yeah. I don't know. It's crazy. The other thing that I find rather disconcerting is, as much as we think of the federal government, well, the government on all levels, being the thing that is trying to take away our Second Amendment rights, the more frightening thing is industries, big business. They're the ones who they're now throttling back on how many guns you can buy by not approving purchases, finance purchases, credit cards, bank loans, that kind of stuff. They're throttling back on that. They're throttling back on supporting ammunition manufacturers, firearm manufacturers.
Right. Businesses need credit to be able to function.
Right.
They need to have a certain amount of liquidity so that they can buy raw materials and do, build inventory and that sort of thing. And, the banks and other financial institutions are giving them a hard time. They don't want to let them.
Yeah. And somebody said, I don't remember who it was, but somebody said, the Second Amendment can stand exactly the way it is. And if nobody's making guns and making ammunition, that's not the government's fault. They're not
it was actually Michael Hammond of the Gun Owners of America.
Was that who it was, UA?
Yeah, he said if you can't make guns, if you can't sell guns, the Second Amendment doesn't mean much.
That's right.
And that's kind of what Izell versus Chicago was. That if you can't buy a gun, you can't go to a shooting range. The Second Amendment doesn't mean much.
And if you try and restrict freedom of speech, they go insane, which I agree with. I don't have a problem with that.
Unless it's us. They love restricting our freedom of speech.
That was going to be the point. The point is everything is like water. Everything flows toward them, right? And if a Democrat does it, Barack Obama, didn't matter. Anything he wants. Trump, not so much. All right, we got to take another break. This is the short one. We'll be back with more on Target Radio. And you're listening to AM 560.
The Answer.
How can you get from here to there? We've got the answer from the Balance of Nature Traffic Center.
Hi, I'm VG Lozano of the Balance of Nature Traffic Center. On the inbound Dan Ryan this evening, traffic is slowing down between 18th and the Byrne Interchange in Willowbrook. There's a crash at Route 83 and Plainfield Road heading towards Naperville. Martin Avenue is shut down east and westbound between West Street and Brom Drive, all for the setup of Rip Fest. And heading towards the north side, Broadway is shut down for the Windy City Rip Fest between Wilson and Lawrence Avenue. In Lisle, it's the Eyes to the Skies Festival. Short Street shut down east and westbound between Ohio and Route 53. Now construction over on the northbound side of the Tri-State Tollway has the right lane shut down from the O'Hare Oasis to Balmoral Avenue, the same for the southbound side. Your current Chicago forecast is partly cloudy with a low around 70 for your Monday morning, a sunny high around 79, Monday night, a low around 66. Your next update in 15 minutes at AM 560, The Answer.
Do you like your gun range bag? There's a really cool local company here in Chicagoland that makes the finest range bags anywhere. And these quality range bags are so inexpensive that I bet you won't hesitate to buy one. The Hackett range bags from Hackett Equipment have it all. There are compartmentalized pouches that hold 2 or 4 pistols, ammo, mags, and even targets. Basically everything you need for a day at the range in a stealth design that doesn't resemble a range bag. Nobody will know you're carrying firearms. Additionally, they're super heavy duty and will last a lifetime because Hackett bags are 30% heavier than typical range bags. And the price is unreal. The large pack is under $100 and the small one under $80. But if you visit gunrangebags.com and use the promo code AM560, you'll save an additional 10%. Hackett Equipment bags really are range bags that can hack it. That's gunrangebags.com, promo code AM560. Gunrangebags.com. Do it now.
Hey, nothing says summer like the smell of a grill, a delicious handcrafted burger, and a cold beer or cocktail. The Country House has been providing just that for over 40 years. Their 3 great locations in Lisle, Clarendon Hills, and Geneva offers great hospitality in a casual neighborhood setting. Try their award-winning Country Burger, half-pound of fresh chuck, grilled to perfection and served on dark rye. Country House has several other choices for burgers like bison, elk, turkey, and veggie, and their top drawer burger blends short rib chuck and brisket for an unmatched taste. Take your time looking over the daily specials while you enjoy the spacious deck in Geneva or hang out on the patio in Lisle. And don't forget to join the House Rewards program at Country House and earn points while you dine. All new signups will be entered into a drawing for tickets to see the Northsiders versus the Southsiders. Country House. Visit burger1.com. That's burgerone.com.
We now return to On Target Radio on AM 560, The Answer. If you have a question or an opinion, share it with us at 312-642-5600. And now, debating, debunking, and discussing today's hot issues. Here are your hosts, David Lombardo and Gretchen Fritz.
Well, the Capitol Gazette shooting, that had a fairly short lifespan in the media.
Yes. I think it's already starting to go away.
Yeah, it's not living up to what they'd hoped, apparently. Is it me, or does anybody else see that some of the stuff seems to be awfully convenient to their position? I mean, as things sort of, ebb, all of a sudden...
Then we have another one.
Yeah, when the conversation just kind of calms down and we don't hear anything, there's one in there. I have a hard time believing that these psychos...
Either that or Pig Boy shows up somewhere.
And stirs up the muck himself, yeah. I really had hoped that he would come down to the ISRA meeting.
I know.
Yeah,
I know.
I was hoping he would come down, but he didn't do that. He went with Flieger, whatever the hell it is. I don't know. He went with them, who, by the way, you see, they've said...
He's planning a protest.
Yeah, they've said, oh, well, you want to walk on the Ryan, isn't it?
Dan Ryan,
You want to walk on the Ryan? Oh, that's fine. Well, I you know what? We should rent like a really big Escalade or something, bigger than my Explorer. And we should just get on there and just run them down, just mow them down. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought it was on the highway. It was an accident.
Can you rent a car with push bumpers on it? That's what we had when I was a cop.
I just can't understand how they just let these people do anything they want.
Well, we were talking about that, and it sounds like the Chicago police are gearing up to try to facilitate them. And I was saying, but the Dan Ryan is the jurisdiction of the state police, and I could see the state police going, no, we're arresting him.
Well, it'd be nice if they did that, but have you heard a single word? No. You don't hear it from them.
Well, the state police are not going to tell you in advance what they're going to do.
Yeah, but give me a precedent where the state police did stop any of these clowns from doing stuff. I said it in the last segment. I'll say it again. No one holds their feet to the fire. Mm-hmm. There's no penalty. You let a conservative speaker is going to go on a college campus and they picket, boycott, they break windows, they do all this kind of crap. No one is held responsible. If they grabbed every one of those kids and expelled them from that university, that would have an extremely chilling effect on other people. I just don't understand how they let them get away with this stuff. I really don't.
It's all a part of the current mindset, especially of on college campuses right now. But it just seems like this surrounding this whole generation of they're delicate snowflakes, and we can't bruise their fragile egos. That whole crazy line of reasoning.
But they sure don't have a problem with bruising.
My parents and my teachers had no problem, beating the fragile ego out of me.
Yeah. I always talk about Sister Lucille, which I think I told you, didn't I? I did a little tracking last week, and she has passed away. But some of the teachers I had in elementary school.
Well, you found out how old she was when she was old when you had her.
I felt really, really bad. It really did bum me out. I had you're 10 years old. When she was teaching us in 5th grade, she was in her 80s. She had terrible arthritis. The reason she was at our school from where she'd been for many years was because the nun house was sort of attached to our school, and it was one flat thing. It was easier for her to get around there. Mm-hmm. And she was in pain all the time. I mean, we didn't know that, and we just gave her grief. I mean, not maliciously, but
even from the grave, she's making you feel guilty.
Well, it's funny you say that.
They're professionals. Because that's the difference between an amateur and a professional.
That's funny you say that. Because the woman, the nun who is the repository for all this information, they sent me her picture and all that. I made that comment to her, and she goes, "See, she's still reaching out, isn't she?" So that was, but it was interesting. And one of them, Sister Gilbert, who I swear could not have been more than 24 years old, and all of the boys in 8th grade would try and dream up reasons to go and ask Sister Gilbert a question, because she was hot. Even in the penguin outfit, she was hot. She's still alive. She's in Milwaukee. She would certainly not remember me, but
no, I'm sure not.
But she's alive, and she's running some kind of a center to help battered women or something, and she's still a nun. But it wasn't until I read all their stories that I realized some of the sacrifices that they actually made, and for us to give them as much grief as we did, I felt bad.
The nuns I worked for, they used to tell stories about how there were times when they literally had nothing to eat. I mean, wow. Because the church really didn't support them as as well as they supported the priests. And, people would bring them food, people would bring them a turkey or, a rack of prime rib or something, and they were just grateful for whatever they were given.
Seriously. This was not a problem in River Forest. The nuns had new station wagons.
Well, the nuns that I worked for, at the time, they were in Chicago. A lot of them, it was
city?
South Side, but it was Chicago.
Yeah, River Forest was...
No.
They were not considered poor. A lot of the clergy went to my dad, or my dad actually went to them. My dad was a doctor. He actually went to them and took care of them. And but they had new cars every couple of years, and I mean they did okay. Yeah, but even still, and I guess that's what being young is about. You don't really look at your surroundings. You just accept, you're the most important thing in the world. And
well, yeah, I mean we all start out pretty egocentric. Yeah. We have to gain maturity in order to not have that.
Anyway, when we come back, you got some stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we will do the Michelle Obama thing, which I think is priceless. And all that and more. You're listening to On Target Radio, and this is AM 560.
The Answer.
Hard drives fail. Viruses destroy data. Having a copy of your work, photographs, financial records, and other important files is one step in a thorough backup plan. Geekometrics offers a secure online solution by placing a copy of your data off-site where it's safe from theft, fire, and unauthorized access. Losing photos and financial information is devastating. Geekometrics' secure online backup solution is a reliable way to back up important files. The most common reasons for not backing up are uncertainty about what needs to be backed up and how to do it reliably. Geekometrics provides a full-service managed solution with no storage limit. Geekometrics does all of the setup, configuring, testing, and monitoring. Your data is even safe when you travel with your Mac or PC laptop. Call 630-759-9283 to talk to a specialist who can help you keep your data safe. 630-759-9283. Geekometrics, helping you keep your data safe.
Balance of Nature's fruits and veggies in a capsule.
I'm Mark Gastineau. I played in the NFL for 10 years. I was diagnosed with CTE, with dementia, Alzheimer's, and Parkinson's. The fruits and vegetables that we take from Balance of Nature is the best thing that we could ever do. And I'm calling in now to order extra because my wife has been taking mine because she sees a difference in me. It is a wonderful thing that Balance of Nature is doing. I hear the testimonies on the radio, but I'm a testimony for myself. And the fruits and vegetables, if I don't take them every single day, my day is not going to go the same. So God bless you, and thank you for what you've done for my wife and I.
When you call, use discount code CHICAGO, and we'll take 35% off your first month's order and ship it to you free. Call 800-2468-751. That's 1-800-2468-751. Or go online to balanceofnature.com and use discount code CHICAGO.
You're listening to On Target Radio on AM 560, The Answer, with David Lombardo and Gretchen Fritz. Here's David and Gretchen with more interesting conversation on gun control, concealed carry, freedom of speech, and other red meat issues that affect your life. Stand by. Here's Gretchen with your action items for the week.
Join On Target Radio for the Freedom Ride, Saturday, July 28th at 9:30 a.m., starting at Cimino's Pizza in Joliet and finishing at Will County Training Center in Monee for lunch and shooting. Details coming soon. Save the date for the 33rd Annual Gun Rights Policy Conference, September 21st to 23rd at the Hyatt Regency Chicago O'Hare Airport in Rosemont. Hear and meet luminaries of the 2A community. The conference is sponsored by the Citizens Committee for the Right to Keep and Bear Arms and the Second Amendment Foundation, who make it free to attend. Attendees also receive a plethora of books and other informational materials. Register now by emailing grpc2018@saf.org. I did put this on Facebook earlier today. The following Safer USA classes are at our facility in Waterman, Saturday and Sunday, July 7th and 8th. Illinois Concealed Carry 1. This 16-hour class will be taught by David and Gretchen and meets the training requirements for Illinois Concealed Carry as well as Florida and Arizona. Saturday, July 21st. Introduction to Tactical Pistol, taught by David. To sign up for classes, go to saferusa.com and click on Register.
A plethora. A plethora of piñata.
Oh, you didn't do what I told you to do. I told you to stand like a foot back from your mic and go, freedom!
You did tell me that. I was exercising my right of freedom and not doing it.
You thought I was not serious?
Yeah, I did. But speaking of being not serious.
And then there's that.
Yeah. So, well, you know, I got a deal on the show. What can I do? You got to live with it.
That's right.
Michelle Obama. When I read this, maybe I made more out of it than I should have, but I just broke up laughing.
So I get a lot of aggregated emails from various from InStyle magazine and Elle magazine and, women's magazines. And they're generally about fashion. It's, how to cut your hair and what clothes to buy this season and that sort of thing. And then there's Michelle Obama in my Elle magazine.
Who doesn't fit any of those categories.
Feed. Right, exactly. And when I read this, I thought, this is going on the air. Michelle Obama said, Barack and I knew very early that we would be measured by a different yardstick. Making mistakes was not an option for us. We had to be outstanding at everything we did.
They should have been outstanding.
They were outstanding at being total socialists.
I read that and I thought, this was the administration that was going to be transparent and
the most transparent in history.
Yeah.
Well, they claimed that they were.
Well, they claim it, yeah.
Yeah.
It wasn't that transparent. The windows were foggy. I'm just pointing that out. They were foggy. Gosh, that's a show.
That's it. That's all she wrote.
That's a show. I'm surprised it went quickly. And we'd like to thank you for taking the time to listen to On Target Radio.
We'd also like to thank George Hoffman on the board, Eric Allen, our video producer. Learn about how you can be a sponsor partner for a lot less than you think. Call 815-741-3474 for details.
And, we're open to suggestion. Well, let me rephrase that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're going to dial that back a little bit.
I do. I want to throttle back on that for just a second. If you have thoughts on stuff that you'd like us to do, guests that we might have, maybe we could have Michelle Obama. I don't know. We'd
Topics
be happy to
you want
listen.
us to cover.
Yeah. And then one last thing is we've been kicking this idea around, except we have to go.
That's okay. We have 30 seconds.
Yeah, we have 30 seconds. But we've been kicking an idea around about doing kind of a comedy thing. We'll talk about it next week. We'll bring it up and solicit from people.
Okay.
All right. Until next week, have a great week, and be sure to come back to more On Target Radio.